Poor fashion model Madeline Parker. Along with her black powers went her mind. I'm told she's to be consigned to the women's ward of Grassland State Mental Hospital. The doctors there give her little hope of ever recovering her sanity. That was where the story was supposed to end, but it didn't. The story of a modern-day witch trying to rule the fashion world by itself would seem worthy of a Pulitzer, or at least a made-for-TV movie. But that would sell short what turned out to be an incredible backstory, running back centuries, and I had only found the tip of that iceberg. Madeline had far more ambitions, and as it turned out, names. What I tell you now will go down in my own writings as one of the most supernatural events I have ever witnessed. I consider it to be facing one or more of my greatest threats, along with my greatest success in saving us all from what only I try to write about. I refer to it as the Collinsport Incident. October 26, 1975. Jerry Langley considered it a dream job, working the night shift on D Ward at Grassland. Being paid to basically be a babysitter for locked-up nutcases was low stress, as supervisors rarely cared about anything that happened between when they leave and when they come back, as long as it's cleaned up and didn't require paperwork. One of the recent perks of the job came from the resident in room D6. Her name is Madeline, and she used to be a model before she lost her mind. Normally, she is unresponsive and babbles, but a week ago, her nighttime actions changed. He had noticed that after midnight, she had started dancing around her cell, naked. So his hourly patrol stop had become a free peep show, and aside from some nasty scarring, she still had a model body. He was enjoying tonight's show, watching her backside as she swayed to non-existent music from the window's pale moonlight. Then she stopped. When she turned around, he saw more than he bargained for. Not just her gorgeous body, but her face as well, fully healed. But her eyes, they saw him, saw into him. Poor Jerry. Before he knew it, he had unlocked the door and let her out. Her embrace was to die for her. And he did. The next day I heard the news and realized that an already homicidal woman may be more dangerous if she had somehow rejoined her contract with the Dark Powers. I went to Grassland under my normal duties of getting a story, but was thinking of my own self-preservation, considering my efforts put her there and she may hold a grudge. The doctors were cooperating with both the press and the authorities, providing pictures and some background information so the public could identify her, but kept any medical personal details confidential. But it's amazing what doors can be opened, or in this case, file cabinets, with the introduction of the brothers Jackson. $40 later, and I had 10 minutes uninterrupted access to her admission papers, psych profile, and doctor therapy notes. It seemed a week ago, she became somewhat more focused in her babbling, talking about needing to go home. At that point, they thought they may have a hope of her recovering. They planned to try and contact the only person listed as next of kin, but they were unable to when she was first brought in. The file referred to a Collinswood, Maine, as a birthplace, but her records showed that she was actually born in Massachusetts. My later research found a Collinsport, Maine did exist, so maybe there was something to her rambling, since her parents, a pair of Gothic romance novelists, had both died in a car wreck some years back. Back at INS, it took all I could to convince Tony a psycho killer on the loose is a better story for me to cover than regrettably hand over the coverage of the Egyptian President Anwar Sadat's visit to America on forging peace with Israel to Ron. In the end, Tony agreed, since Updike's bloodhound skills couldn't lead him to find out who has been stealing his coffee mug. Besides, I wrote the story of her downfall, so it's logical that I should write the escape. But for Vincenzo, the quickest way to trigger his heartburn is through his wallet. The plane ticket cost meant I would be staying in the closet of a Howard Johnson's. But Collinsport, Maine, here I come.